Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about A24's newest movie, How to Make a Killing. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider liking and subscribing. That way maybe one day I'll meet Glen Powell and he can teach me how to have half as much charisma as he does. Now, historically, I've not always been a huge fan of A24 films, but I am a huge fan of Glen Powell and Margaret Qualley, so I wanted to check this movie out. Instead of talking about the 6 things that make a movie great, I'm just going to share my spoiler-free thoughts on the film. This movie centers around the character of Beckett Redfellow, played by Glen Powell. Beckett is a part of a very wealthy and well-known family of the Redfellows, but because his mother had him in a less than reputable situation, the Redfellows don't recognize that he is really even part of the family. And because of that, when Beckett's mom fell sick, the Redfellow family didn't offer any help. And after she passed away, Beckett kind of hates this whole family, although he is last in line on a technicality to receive this huge inheritance. Many years later, an old flame of his from his childhood comes into his life and basically says, "Hey, when you're first in line to that inheritance, why don't you give me a call?" And then puts a worm in his ear to essentially kill off the rest of his family in order to receive this huge inheritance. What follows is Beckett's contemplation and then hesitant execution of these plans, while chasing after this family money with also a sense of revenge for what happened to his mom as well. Add in a few twists and turns and complications along the way, and you have yourself a dark and comedic murder movie. I gotta tell you guys, I really enjoyed this movie. It's wild to me that the initial reviews for this film that are coming out are not that great, because I thought it was pretty awesome. Glen Powell does such an excellent job in this movie, as he tiptoes this line between trying to be a moral and upstanding man, but also hearing the words of his mom echo throughout his mind of living a life that he deserves and chasing after this inheritance. And so the war within him is having a normal life where he feels fulfilled, or chasing after this money and doing things that he's going to regret. And some of the underlying tones in this movie about that dichotomy are really well shown, even through the end of the film. The acting was fantastic, the underlying tones were very well executed, the character development and character shifting moments are great, and the layers that this movie has make it so that it's not just about Beckett hunting down and killing his family members, but there's actually more at stake here than just him getting arrested for murder. Margaret Qualley and Jessica Henwick did excellent jobs acting in this film as well, and there are quite a few familiar faces that you see pop up from time to time that make the movie really funny and enjoyable. I think this movie did an excellent job riding the line of dark comedy, and I was pretty happy with how it ended up. To Make a Killing is an hour and 45 minutes long, which I thought was a perfect length for this movie. But here's the thing I don't understand. It's rated R. Now, there is a mild to moderate bit of profanity in this movie, but there's not much of anything else. The deaths in this movie are not too extreme, and they're not bloody and gory. There's some sensuality, but no nudity, and really not a whole lot of anything else. So I'm honestly pretty surprised that this movie caught an R rating. I've definitely seen some PG-13 movies that are far worse than this one was. So with all those areas considered, I have to give How to Make a Killing an 8 out of 10. This movie was funny, it had dark comedy, it was really well written and well acted, and the undertones throughout the whole film from start to finish are very well executed. And so with all that in mind, I would ignore the negative reviews that this movie's had and say that it is worth going to see in movie theaters. It's a really fun watch, and it allows you to see Glen Powell on the big screen. What more can you ask for? Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen How to Make a Killing, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your love and support, and I'll catch you guys and gals in the next one.